Hello and welcome to the 19th
Nope,
episode? 19th episode of the Real List podcast, a podcast about our real list. I'm your host, Ellis.
And I'm your host, Gloria.
And today we have a selection from...
Me. This is Doom. This movie came out in 2005. What?
I'm just... you can finish your synopsis while I shake my head. It's fine.
Why were you shaking your head?
We'll get to that.
Wait, why? Did I mess something up?
No! It has everything to do with the movie and nothing to do with your delivery here.
Oh.
Don't worry. No, you know what? Fine, let's skip all that. Let's talk about how this movie was okay. Just okay, and that's being generous.
Well, Elvis didn't like this movie, but I do like this movie, even though it's a 2005 movie, a science fiction, directed by, how do you say that last name? How do you say his first name? Andrzej?
Andrzej. Anderzel.
Anderzel.
I'm making that up.
I don't know.
That's a YouTuber.
Bart Kowak guy?
Bart Kowiak. Anderze, and I'm going with Anderze Bart Kowiak. We'll go with that.
So this movie was loosely based off the game series, as we all know, Doom. And this movie's about a RRTS Marines, and they are special ops, and they're sent to this place where they have an arc, and it shoots you to Mars. Like, it's a form of teleportation to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to keep a contamination underway.
Under control.
Under control, yeah. So they quarantine the base on Mars. What is it, like a digging? Like they were...
Yeah, it's an archaeological site.
They call it the Ark. The
teleportation was built by an ancient race of advanced beings. Stop me if you've heard this one before. And yeah, there was this dig site on Mars. The protagonist, which also threw me for a loop, didn't really know who the protagonist was. Accidentally spoiled myself by looking up
the cast.
By looking up the cast, yeah, because
can you switch over a little bit? Because I feel like I'm too quiet.
Notably starring Carl Urban, who also
Carl Urban is a badass, and he can play any role.
Yeah, well, he was Judge Dredd, which
is
was interesting because during that entire film he never takes his helmet off. He never shows his face. He was also Bones McCoy in the newer Star Trek movies, in the newer Star Trek trilogy.
He also plays in Thor Ragnarok.
What is he in Thor?
The guy that helps Hela, the bald guy.
Oh.
And then he sacrifices himself at the end so the plane could take off.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
That's Carl Urban.
I had no idea.
And he also plays a character in The Boys, and I forget his name, which is upsetting.
Oh my god, yeah. Wait, that's Dis and Troy? Oh my god, that's Carl Urban.
That's Carl Urban.
You're so right. I never realized that. But yeah, this was a box office bomb, and
this is for 2005. This movie is not that terrible.
Oh, okay, it's not like movies miraculously got better in the last 17 years.
No.
For a 2005 movie, the special effects are incredible. That much I can say. The CG is damn near immaculate.
This film was recorded, was in international production of the United States and the United Kingdom and the Czech Republic and Germany.
That's interesting. It's funny, they didn't even include the Kingdom of Mars, which is where they shot most of this.
Yeah. Well, I liked this movie because, I don't know, it was different. It was, the science fiction and, the whole aspect of Doom and...
I mean, it is Doom. Doom is cool. Yeah. I won't diss that. I've never got the chance to play Doom, but I suppose I got, how long is that segment? Like 5 minutes of...
5 to 10
minutes
of
Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the first person segment, which I thought was really cool, if a little bit off-putting and weird, because it's not something you usually see in movies.
Yeah.
I know there are a couple of more modern movies that utilize that, like Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about how They were also sent to recover data. They were sent to destroy, keep the contamination under control, and the main character, the Doom guy, John Grimm, his sister works up there, and they're twins.
And their parents were killed in the dig site.
Yeah, their parents were killed in the dig site, and so they all separate. They do their
They're scoping out the facility. They're not told exactly what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to figure out that it's demons.
They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening. All they know is that they were sent there to keep the contamination under control and to retrieve the special data that John's sister had.
Which, spoiler alert, is for the 24th chromosome.
Yeah.
Which apparently either turns you into a literal demon or turns you into an unkillable soldier. Yeah.
Wolverine!
Yeah. No,
without the claws.
Yeah. Wolverine with a gun.
Wolverine with a gun.
If they should have built this movie as that.
But yeah, so throughout the movie, there's many obstacles that the crew runs into. Who was the first person? I mean,
mostly they just run into demons. Yeah, it's like one obstacle over and over again.
Yeah, well, they run into different forms of the demon, and they find out that
if you're injected with the 24th chromosome and you have, like, an evil heart, you turn into a demon.
Freaking sociopathic tendencies.
Yeah. And it's like this worm tongue thing that bites you.
Yeah, the tongue will, if they bite you directly, the tongue will sit in your neck and then it will fall off and go away. But if it's trying to get at you from a distance, the tongue will shoot out at you. And so the sister figured out by taking brain matter from, I think it was
one of the scientists.
Destroyers.
Oh, and Destroyer, yeah.
Destroyer and Portman, the creepy pedophile guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
gonna have to give you a strip search.
Yeah, Portman's brain matter made the tongue react, right?
Yeah.
And
Destroyers
didn't because Destroyer didn't have
apparently he was kind-hearted or something.
Yeah, sociopathic tendencies. But the first person to die was Goat. The guy that was said he took Jesus' name in vain, so he cut a cross into his arm.
He's a guy.
He's like a Bible thumping.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect. Well, I didn't expect a couple of things. I didn't expect this to turn into the typical horror movie shtick where they all get picked off one by one, although that seems obvious looking back. And two, I didn't expect Bible Thumper to die first.
You know what's crazy? Is that in a version that I saw a couple years ago, they showed the part where Portman runs into the girl that's missing the arm. You know how Sarge goes back for the arm, for her hand?
Yeah.
I've seen this movie enough times to know that there was a part where they were in that laboratory with the pit, the electrical walls.
Yeah.
It was Portman and the kid, and they were in there into that entranceway, and it was the girl from the beginning that got her arm chopped off.
Yeah.
And she was standing there naked without her missing forearm, and Portman's like, "Excuse me, miss, are you okay?" And I'm like, Ew. But that scene, you didn't see that in the movie, right? You didn't.
No. I would have remembered nudity.
Yeah, that.
Go back to Caddyshack, like it, you know.
But yeah, that scene was cut, and I don't know why, baby, because it was.
I mean, I feel like I need to find this or witness this just to know that it's not you
I'm
losing your mind.
I'm not making it up.
No, I don't think you're making it up, like, to bamboozle me. I'm just saying that there are 100% like things I remember about movies that I'm totally wrong about. But I feel like that's noteworthy.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to look into like Doom deleted scenes. I kind of wish you had brought that up beforehand. We could have done a little bit of digging.
Yeah.
As typical on this show, the only digging we've done is reading the Wikipedia page about 5 minutes before we started recording this episode.
Who's your favorite character?
Who's my favorite character?
Or who's your most tolerable character?
Yeah, most tolerable. I mean, is it cheating to say Carl Urban? I mean,
no, but like, I liked Pinky, like, in the beginning, because he's like, I'm not a fucking soldier.
Yeah, Pinky is funny. I don't know, there aren't too many... Everyone has, like...
Their moment.
Their things about them, yeah, and even Portman, I mean, he cracked me up, even though he's just, like, a leery, you know...
Disgusting human being. Like, he looks like he looks like the definition of a 7-Eleven crackhead at 3 a.m.
That's being very mean to 7-Eleven crackheads.
I mean,
don't
look like a 7-Eleven crackhead.
But seriously, I mean, he had a couple lines, a couple bits that cracked me up. Obviously, they're because he's deliberately a perv.
Yeah. He also got himself killed because, like, he shut his comm off. He was requesting help while he was in the bathroom.
Yep.
Shut his gun cam off so nobody could see where he was. And, like, he cut off all communication with it, like, with his group, so nobody knew where he was. Nobody knew that he was getting attacked until the last minute.
Yep. Also, I love the "we are the backup." I was kind of waiting for that line when they were having their whole conversation about the you know, should we call for backup? We need to call for backup. That's standard protocol.
We are the backup.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson's The Rock's turn was not something I expected. In fact, I went into this expecting
The Rock to be the hero.
Yeah, him to be the hero, him to be, you know, the lead. He's kind of in all the advertising like that, at least. I
think that his intentions were good, but after seeing how far gone and how far, like, everything has gone during the experiments and how everybody's just dying so rapidly, that he was like, fuck it, everybody's gotta die now.
Everyone's gotta die.
Everyone's gotta go.
And I can see why you would think that. That's not... It wasn't correct, but I can see why you would think that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense considering everyone is turning into demons.
Yeah, but in the end, he got
turned into a demon.
Yeah, he got bit at some point, or tongue shot at him, and it stuck.
He got tongued.
And then
tongue in the rock.
You know what's funny is when they went to the armory, and you're like, that does not stand for.
Yeah.
They had the BFG.
The big something. I can't remember what it was
called. The big force gun.
The big force gun, yeah.
And it's actually called. What that stand for. It's actually called the big fucking gun.
Bleep. In seriousness, when that thing came out, that was fun.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of BFG action in this movie.
Mm.
You don't really understand. There's no, I suppose, not unlike the real game Doom. There's no explanation as to where the BFG came from. It was just sort of there.
Mm. If anybody has played through the first, like, checkpoint of Doom, you'll understand.
Yeah, and the fact that it was, like, it's not really used at all. It's one of those things where they make a big point of showing it off. Oh, it's the BFG.
Yeah, but they don't get it
behind the thing.
But they don't get it until last minute.
Yeah, but that's my point. The Rock, even when they get it, it isn't used for anything.
I mean, he used it once when Portman was in trouble, but
and it did
nothing.
And then it was fired at Doom Guy. Again,
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban is his role is
Doom Guy.
Doom Guy on IMDb,
They should have gave it as John Reaper, John Grimm, and / Doom Guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it still would have spoiled it for me, but still Doom Guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
when did this come out?
Yeah, 2005.
October.
What about October?
No, it came out in October.
It's a Halloween movie. Spooky Mars demons. I did not intend to have 2 Mars movies in a row. I kind of forgot Doom is set on Mars. It's easy to forget that part, I think. There's nothing like intrinsic to Mars about Doom, particularly this movie, because you're just in the facility the whole time. It could be a facility anywhere. It could be a facility in Nevada. I know they use the teleporter to get, out, but the movie could have just as easily been accomplished with, instead of the facility being on Mars, and instead of this being Doom at all, it's just a team of Marines going into a facility that's underground in Nevada, and then instead of teleporting the Rock,
61.
yeah, Area 69. Instead of teleporting the Rock back to Mars and then blowing the place up by teleporting a grenade after him, which, what the hell were those grenades? They just blow up the facility, you know?
Yeah, but they had all those people in the facility still.
Yeah, but he killed them all.
No, some people got out. Remember in the beginning when they were getting people off? When they were sending people through?
Okay, well, no, because the facility on Earth was still in lockdown when they got back. Remember, it was a 6-hour lockdown when the movie started.
Yes,
and when they got back, there's like an hour left.
But they started sending people out after they sent people in, after they went inside behind the door, behind the safe door. Remember, behind the airlock.
They sent people back to Earth, but there's nothing saying those people left the facility in Nevada and like went out to the surface. I'm pretty sure it's pretty explicit that they didn't, because the facility was still in lockdown. So that means the Rock killed everyone.
Yeah.
Rip. Yeah.
But sorry.
I think his evilness was a little bit contrived. I feel like there wasn't enough leading up to that to make it seem genuine. It's just like, ooh, he's turning, he's becoming a bad guy. It's not telegraphed, you know?
I think after he shot the kid.
Well, yeah.
That's when everybody was like, oh, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but that's right in the middle of that altercation towards the end of the movie, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like there's enough that leads up to that to make it make sense. Like, he clearly cares about his team. And yeah, I get he cares about his orders, but I don't think the film goes far enough as to establish a pattern of his actions.
I just noticed that this movie takes place in 2026.
No, it is 85 years after... Oh, sorry, 20 years after that, so it's 2046.
Oh, okay.
The portal was discovered in 2026. I remember I made a joke like, oh, they're going to discover that soon. I love movies that are set in, like, what's supposed to be the distant future, and then we're just watching them now. Like, watching the original Back to the Future... Sorry, the second Back to the Future, where they go to the far future, 2015. Wow. Where's my hoverboard? Anyway.
I also wanted to talk about how when they were doing the dig, they discovered Lucy and her child, the life form, the mother and child, and she was carried the 24th chromosome, and she was basically superhuman.
Yeah, and they were being attacked by something.
Yeah.
You know, I actually kind of liked that. I liked that setup. Mm-hmm. I liked how they showed those two skeletons as like, wow, look at this artifact. And they're trying to hypothesize what happened to these people on Mars. And it's like, oh, well, maybe they just, they starved or they died of disease or whatever. And
then they were like, why? John was like, well, why if...
You don't protect your kid from a disease like that.
Yeah, you don't protect you. Yeah.
That was a cool one. That was a nice sort of, not subversion, but a setup and payoff moment, because you don't notice, or you don't really think about the fact that that skeleton is being attacked upon its death. So
I like how this guy Doug Jones is Carmack imp / sewer imp.
He got to be two imps.
Well, Carmack was the doctor.
Right.
Ew.
What?
He's not very flattering to look at.
Well, neither am I. So
shut up.
Anyway. Yeah, this was... There have been worse video game adaptations, but there have been better. There have been better video game to movie adaptations than this. I know it's an important piece of your childhood, right? You've watched this again and again.
Yeah, I've watched this movie like maybe 3 or 4 times.
And I do think it's a very good, like, horror light movie, where it isn't based around the horror aspect, but it follows that same formula, you know? It follows the same formula of, like, okay, there's a team, and they slowly get picked off by the crazy monsters. Um, it's just the...
Karl Heinz Urban.
Yes.
I didn't know that was his full name.
Yeah. He's, yeah, there you go. He's credited as John Grimm and Doom Guy. Honestly, though, it's
ever since we listened to that, it's been stuck in my head.
Good. Yeah, no, that's how it is for me too. I will occasionally listen to the Doom music. I mean, Doom has some good things going for it. Just this movie doesn't do those too well.
I mean, I liked the way that they made the demons look.
The imps.
The imps, is that what they call them?
I suppose so. Based on the credits, that seems to be. I don't know. I'm
Humanoid
not up on my...
race, genetically enhanced with an artificial 24th chromosome.
Yep. Yeah, the... Oh, man.
They just call it creatures.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the credits, what we were just looking at.
Yeah, they did Carmack as an imp.
Yeah, so he's imp. It's an imp.
Okay. Yeah, but I liked the way that they made the character, like they made the imps look, and you know the detailing and everything.
Oh, again,
the sewer scene was like my favorite. Not my favorite scene, but like how Goat was like Dr. Carmack, or what was it? The doctor they were looking for.
I can't remember.
Something Steve something. Steve. They were looking for. I'm just skimming.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's worth coming back to it. Yeah, you like the design of the imps. The special effects are the high point of this movie. Absolutely. They are pretty stellar for their age. I mean, look at the effects on the Ark. Look at the effects on the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
The what were they called? The quantum doors or whatever? The nano doors.
Yeah,
that's a
nano
cool
door.
effect.
You were like, what was it? What's a nano door? And I was like, watch. They'll show you what's a nano door.
Yeah, I was asking some questions.
They punched in the password and it opened and it was like this shimmery clearness.
Shimmery wall.
You could walk through it and then you put another code in. Well, you just hit the button and it just turns into like the solid, like, you know.
Isn't the plot of... I feel like I should play the 2016 Doom. Isn't the plot that they were like trying to use Mars for energy or something?
I have no
idea. So that's
idea.
like the loose adaptation here, and that they let the demons out because they were using Mars for energy. And here it's just like, they were experimenting on prisoners by injecting them with Martian DNA, which is also a cool premise, but insane. I suppose... Well, no, that doesn't mean it has to be on Mars. I don't know why I'm nitpicking whether this movie should have been set on Mars or not, but that just seems like something, you know, you don't see any of Mars. Unlike The Martian, it's not critical to the storyline that they are on Mars. It could have just the Ark could have just been an elevator. The Ark, I'm just going with, it was a really, really cool elevator.
I mean, in all honesty...
That makes you blow chunks.
In all honesty, like, what was I saying before?
I don't know. Something about blowing chunks, probably?
No.
No?
I lost my train of thought.
Well, this movie is a little bit of a long one. I'm sorry I lost you your train of thought. Or it feels longer than it is.
I mean, it picks up pretty fast,
Yeah, it's just, we got back to Earth,
mm-hmm.
right? And you have that confrontation between The Rock and Karl Urban, and I'm going, whoa, wait, there's more movie now? Like, there's more? We're gonna do more fight scenes? Like...
I mean, The Rock... Sarge and Reaper's fight scene was pretty cool.
Okay, I will give it that. That was pretty cool.
I like how they did the up close of The Rock's eyes changing.
Yeah.
When he was turning into a creature or an imp or whatever, or demon. We'll just say demon. When he was turning into a demon, how his eye changed from like a brown to like a red, or what was it, like green?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I do remember the close up of the eyes. I don't remember the color. I was kind of focused on, he's got the giant welt on his neck from where the thing bit him.
Yeah, his eyes change color, and then you pull away from you zoom out from the whole eye changing, and his whole face is just different. Like his teeth are more gnarly, and his skin is more like.
Oh, and his hands were swelling up.
Oh yeah, his hands were swelling up too because he was transforming.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Demons in disguise.
Sociopaths in disguise.
Oh no, there's no disguise. That's like sociopaths just murdering. Just killing. Yeah, I don't know. This was a movie. I'm glad I saw it. Yeah. I'm glad I get to watch it. I probably won't be watching it again anytime soon.
Well, that's why we got out of the way, so.
Yeah. But that's okay. Not all of these movies have to be perfect. I mean, we've had a run of movies that we've rated like 5 stars.
So what movie do you want to watch next?
Oh, man, I don't know. Probably not something set on Mars. The Mars trilogy, is that what we're doing? I don't know. I've been trying to get towards something more on the drama side and less on the action side, but believe it or not, I don't have too many of those. So, I keep saying I would love to watch Whiplash, but...
We can't find Whiplash
Yeah, we can't watch Whiplash easily. And... Yeah, some of these are just like, well, I don't know what I don't want to watch, but we have to do. Where is Doom? Is it down here? Yeah, it's down here. Yeah. So, yes, we watched it a little while ago. We could do Murder on the Orient Express. Yeah, I might want to do that one. It's back-to-back movies that aren't so great, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then we need to do star ratings. You can go first if you'd like.
I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5.
Okay.
The reason why is because it's a good movie. I like it personally, but it didn't really age well. For me, it didn't age well because I've seen it so many times, and it was just like it's another movie. It's just a movie with The Rock, and it's about space and it's about aliens, quote unquote.
I mean, it's got a nice twist.
Yeah, it does. It does, but
it's not a twist that feels good because you don't feel like it's it's not built up too properly. But it's not what I would say is a run of the mill movie. It's kind of neat. It is kind of neat. I'll give it that. It is not a common thing, I feel. Maybe I don't watch enough of these kinds of movies. But the way they treat the mission, the way they treat the chromosome and the demons and etc. Nothing about it is too special, but nothing about it is super stereotypical.
Before we started recording, actually, I read out that they actually went and did military training 2 weeks before this movie came out.
Yeah, or for 2 weeks before they started filming.
2 weeks before before they started recording, yes.
Which is pretty cool. You like to see that.
You like to make
that's accurate.
You want to make sure the actors know what the hell they're talking about and know what they're doing before,
Oh, there was another movie like that we... I don't remember if it's something that we watched recently, but there was something where...
Was it in 1917?
No, I don't think it was 1917. It was just something where they... Oh, probably Down Periscope, where they really did adhere to, like, Submariners say that it's the most accurate movie about a submarine in peacetime. Maybe we should do that next. Maybe we should watch Down Periscope again. We were making jokes about it all weekend.
Sea turtles.
Sea turtles. Well, that's not Down Periscope, but...
where was that from?
That's from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know which one, but Wild had the clip, like, on hand. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I was
Wow.
tempted to give it
Wow.
3, but it just falls flat for me.
I mean,
The
you weren't really a big fan of it.
No, and I've never played Doom. I didn't get like the formative experiences with this
Get
as a
good.
kid that you did. Uh, and yeah, when you say it doesn't age well, it doesn't necessarily mean like things in the movie are worse, because again, the thing that usually doesn't age is special effects, and the special effects in this movie looked like they were made, recently. Like
I
yes,
mean, yeah, but like
uh,
for me, being like seeing this movie multiple times, growing up with this movie,
yeah, you
it
thought it was better.
I thought it was better when I was younger. I was like, wow, look at this, look at that, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, you can expect more out of an action movie than this.
Yeah, if they were to reprise this movie and maybe did like, if they were to remake this movie and do it as the same cast, did the same casting, maybe it'd be better.
I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting to sit down and figure out how to make this movie good. That would be an interesting
Shelby and I
exercise.
still have to sit down and make the Iron Giant too. We still have to write the script for that.
Godspeed. Yeah. So I'm gonna give it 2.5. I'm not in love with it. I feel like the only good thing about it was the special effects. Like the only genuinely good thing about it. Everything else went from sort of okay to not so good.
So what are we watching after this? What have you decided?
I haven't decided yet. It's probably going to be something. It's probably going to be something that's on the lighter side, and it's probably going to be something on the less action side. And I know Murder on the Orient Express is not really on the lighter side, but I just looked up and hey, there's Detective Pikachu.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that we could switch it up a little for the podcast and like have each other pick for the list how we pick our own movies that we put on the list? Would it be okay if we picked movies that we didn't put on the list?
I mean, it's okay to do that.
Is it okay to do that?
Yeah, no, it's okay if you wanted to pick something that I wrote down, and I want to pick something you wrote down. I feel like I have picked something that you've written down.
Like what?
I don't remember, but I feel like I have because I feel like you've been like you didn't write that down. And I was like, yeah, well, I feel like I want to do this one. I can't remember what, but I think it was before we started doing the podcast. Either way,
Um.
it's a podcast. Anyway, if you've seen Doom or if you've played Doom, and if you have got something to say about this movie, go ahead and comment. We need to get this channel up to 100 subs. We're getting closer every day, and please subscribe if you haven't. And there was something else that just caught my eye about this film, but
What?
just that it was $60 to $70 million on this thing, huh? That's a lot of money. It's no kidding. The special effects are what they were. I don't know. Again, I have enough to say about that. I have plenty to say about that. Anyway,
All right.
thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.